Surprise, bitches. Bet you didn't think you'd see me again this soon. Yes, it's true. Megaton Man Mondays continues with episode 11. This week, Don Simpson's Yarn Man, first issue, number 1. Look at this gorgeous acrylic painting of frickin' Yarn Man. I cannot wait to share this with you. It is so cool. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and let's get right into it. Okay, so I just wrapped up the first initial 10 Megaton Man run, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do now? The publication history is kind of all over the place. I'm not very good at connecting the dots. And plus, I'm like, I luckily got like a lot of Megaton Man 1 through 10, I think. So, like, or somehow I got the whole collection, but now I'm having to like go on the scavenger hunt. So if anybody wants to help me fill out my Bizarre Heroes collection, my Megaton Man Returns, the X Thems, and some of the other one-shots, send me an email. MichaelFitzTroytv at gmail.com. Let's talk. Anyway, so the series had ended. Don went back to art school, which I think is the reason for this gorgeous acrylic painting of Yarn Man on the cover. Like, how crazy is that? By the way, the reason I knew he went back to art school was because of an interview I read recently from a long time ago that I'll be incorporating into the show soon, so stay tuned. But anyway, who owns the original acrylic painting of this, Don? It is freaking gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is amazing. It is stunning. And of course, we got the hand-lettered font of Don Simpson here. Kitchen Sink Comics. He didn't do that, but did you? You didn't, Don. Did you letter everything? Did you letter the first Bible? Okay, I'm going to read this first page because this really sets the tone. Like, if you don't get who Don Simpson is, like, humorously, satirically, it's early. My what do you call it? My thesaurus is the thesaurus section of my brain is waking up, still shaking off you know, the sleep. Anyway, it was the best of times. It was the worsted of times. Hey, good crowd. You know, I come from a close-knit family. My father was a man of the cloth. Yeah, he used to knit his brow and say, "Mend your ways, son." I'd give him a sheepish grin and tell him, "I don't give a darn." I weaved from job to job. I didn't care what loomed ahead. Finally, I got work as a skiing instructor. Oh, I think that's the loom thing, right? Okay. But business was just so-so. Yeah, it's a cruel world. When I go into taverns, I get carded. Bartenders give me a ribbing. I met a girl in a bar and got all unraveled. She thought I was a stitch, said I wasn't that what I seemed. She really spun my head. I would have died for her. But there were too many strings attached, and I couldn't patch things up, so I had to drop Pearl. It was sheer agony. Ah ha ha. I got an uncle who's on the lam. He's out on the fringe. He's supposed to be in court today as a material witness, but he went to Pakistan and joined the Afghan army. I mean, the puns just keep giving and giving and giving. Ha! I laid a carpet last week. Now I've got custody of fourth row rugs. Ha ha ha. Wait, don't turn the page. I got good material. Lots of off the cuff jokes. These two cartoonists go into bar, see and walk up to. I'm sorry, I lost it at the end there. I'm sorry. Anyway, Don, you should have totally wrote for Rodney Dangerfield. Like, I was feeling it the whole time. Anyway, look at this gorgeous splash page. So now we're in black and white art, which I've been begging for. And in typical Michael Fitzgerald Troy fashion, my first thought was, I missed the color. But not for long, because this is gorgeous. It really shows off how Don is definitely like improving as an artist. Like, I feel like such an a-hole. Like, saying that retroactively because he's so, proficient and great now. But it's like, and I warned that this was coming. Like, I love the original Megaton Man art, but I feel like we're moving into his more polished look. Like, I felt like before it was a little more scratchy, cartoony, caricature-y. I know you're looking at this and thinking, like, this is not cartoony and caricature, but yes, it was more before. I'm so invested in the story. I love this book so much. We have sort of like a depowered Megaton Man Ms. Megaton Man, who I clearly missed her origin in Megaton Man Returns, so I need to get on the stick, right? But look at the art. There's so much. I feel like Don definitely knew that this was going to be in black and white, obviously, because there's a lot of texture and a lot of zipatone. I feel like he was doing a lot of that in the initial Megaton Man, but it seems a little more dense here. And I'm really appreciative of the detail that he's throwing in here. Love the Jerry Lewis Nutty Professor type character, cracking me up every time I see him. But just like the textures in the bushes back here, I'm getting like Robert Crumb vibes a little bit. I wonder if Don clenches his bunghole every time I say compare him to another artist, but I don't care. You know what? Art, I mean, art is like relative, art is subjective, art is all encompassing, art is everything. The Origin Legion, how hysterical is this? So we're continuing with the rapid fire machine gun satire of Don Simpson, the gift that keeps on giving. I love this. This looks so good. Is this the Nectarine Ballroom in Ann Arbor, Michigan? It very well could be. The Origin Legion, a group of heroes who get together and tell their secret or tell their origins. Hilarious over and over again. And the thing that I realized, so they want Yarn Man to tell his origin. So you think you're gonna get like this great, like epic, like book length origin. No, it's like two panels. The Quantum Leaper, love him. Love all these characters. I even if they're derivative and knockoffs and satirical, like they just have such charm and magic all on their own. And I freaking love Yarn Man. He is freaking the best. His call to action is it's knit one, purl two time, stretch. I threw in the stretch, but clearly he's the thing. But I love him so much. Like, I mean, how goofy is he? Like, I don't know. He looks like a big Muppet. Jim Henson could make Yarn Man happen. Oh, too bad he's dead. I love this, like Dick Tracy looking things. There's a panel in here where Don Simpson sort of steps out from behind the curtain and reveals exactly what he's about as a storyteller and a, well, prophet, seer, sorcerer, magician, cartoonist. And this is the stupid, and this is what I love, is like, this is what, like the best way to satire superheroes is just to, and you talk about deconstruction. How about distilling the stupidest elements? Like, I'm standing next to you with this dick-shaped beaker and this Erlenmeyer flask. Aren't you impressed that I knew it was called? Is it an Erlenmeyer flask? It's been a long time since chemistry. And then something goes awry, and then what? He's melded with the yarn of his sweater and turned into Yard Man. And I love it too because it's so committed to the level of like satire that the first words out of his mouth is, "Oh no, I'm a useless, hideous freak." That's what I like about the way Don writes. He tells you exactly what's happening. But then like he lets the crowd tell you too. Like I've mentioned before, like the banter from the crowd is always freaking priceless. It is so good. This mini man, I just woke up when I read this and I could not read this tiny lettering. Like I was straining hardcore. I mean, that is the advance of age too. I mean, why do we wear out? Why does our eyesight have to go? Like, it makes no sense. I don't get it. I mean, like how people like would die when their freaking wisdom teeth came in if they were 32 or something. And like, it makes no sense. Like, have we not evolved past any of this? I mean, perhaps we have. I'm sure we have. So, like I said, there's a lot of parody and fun going on there. They're hanging out at this bar and they're waiting for. There's going to be trouble if bad guy's brother walks through the doors, and don't you dare call him upstart. So here comes Woody Allen, looking, unassuming and just whatever, but everyone's in terror. And then the Quantum Leaper, my new favorite character, if I didn't mention that. Love him so much. I don't know why. Like, especially the shading in his chin here is really crumb tight. So, of course, Quantum Leaper wants him and Yarn Man to fight because what fun is, sitting in a bar telling your origin over and over again. So he eggs Woody Allen on, calls him the upstart, and he turns into the bulky guy, which is obviously the Hulk, right? But So good. And look at the Zipatone. I love it. Does this make him the gray Hulk or would he be green? I don't know. Don, I'm sure he's had to appear in color at some point. Correct? I mean, if he's going to be in the 1963 annual, if we decided if the 1963 annual is going to be color or not, I think it is going to be color actually. And I love this too. They're like getting like this heated like Thing versus Hulk. Oh duh, hello. Like tale as old as time, Thing versus Hulk. Don just keeps on keeping on. Um, my dog barking in the background. Sorry. I bet it happens all the time and sometimes I don't even notice. Rocco, hush. Um, but they're playing foosball. Isn't that hysterical? I love it so much. And of course, like they just decide to mend. And then in typical Don Simpson fashion, they're having like a barbecue. I don't know. There's so much fun going on. Um, and this beautiful splash page, I love it. And I see, and I love Don's references. You know, this is 30 years ago, so it was probably an antiquated reference then, but it's even more so now by her saying, I feel like Annette Funicello at a beach party with a groovy kind of weekend picnic. And look at all the fun art with a cameo by Tad and Rover, Mini Man. I don't know, so much fun. I am dying to see this in color now, though. I can't lie. Pamela joined me, killing me. Like, it's coming up her. So, I mean, See Through Girl has had her kid. Last I knew, she was pregnant, and now she's living with depowered Megaton Man, and he's like just lamenting having lost his powers. And this, well, aside from See Through Girl's bare, shapely buttocks, which is worth the price of admission alone in a second, I don't want you to be distracted by this. So he says, hey, a novel. Okay, so this is Jimmy Olsen calling out Lois Lane because she wrote 3 nonfiction novels and now she's writing a fiction novel. And he says, hey, a novel, this is different for you. Your first 3 books were nonfiction, n'est-ce pas? French. Well, sometimes you can get at the truth better by making things up. Sometimes you can get at the truth better by making things up. I think I have cracked the code. That, in a nutshell, is what Don Simpson is all about. The truth seer, the truth teller, exposing everything, heavily veiled by satire, making it up the truth. How do you like that? For profundity. Love the little screen he's using here for the vintage, golden age Megaton Man TV show. The perspective is just so much fun. I don't know, like he's just always giving us backgrounds. There it is. Look at See Through Girls. See Through Girls hysterical too because her power is to make herself naked. I mean, what the like that's the stupidest power ever, right? But so proven effective over and over again. I mean, she took command of this, block party or this cookout or whatever the hell it is in a heartbeat just by and I love because this is I don't know this is just like shows I don't maybe it's a Midwestern sensibility or something but it's just so typical like and here we go with the great crowd commentary that I feel like is so like my humor. um we're just oh yeah the crowd says because she just had a baby and she's not in bad shape for being a mom. I don't know why little things like that just endlessly crack me up. Here come the turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are present, by the way, in one way, shape, or form. We have like a glimpse of the old. Is this the? No, I don't know what's happening, but Megaton Man's son watching TV, and he has glasses. Is that you, Don Simpson, as a child, or is that you as an adult? Like, I'm wondering how meta this is. Are you Mary Sue? Are you Megaton Man? I feel in a way you might be Megaton Man because he's like the least developed character, so you're only showing glimpses of who you are. Or perhaps you're not at all. I don't know. A turtle with a swastika on its helmet. Well, this is they go back in time to keep winning World War II over and over again. It's such a strange thing. Um, they're all reading the book. This is hysterical. Could you imagine sitting in a living room with all your friends, reading your book, and having them critique it, and then complaining there's not enough sex in it? Hysterical. So This is also hysterical. So here's, and if my depowered body looked like that, I'd be okay. That's kind of a fine body, right? Pamela jointly thinks so. She's like, how can I research sex for my novel? Like, hysterical. What, you've never had sex? Well, maybe not sex with a man. Oh, I'm just kidding. So anyway, she strips down and tries to R-A-P-E, Megaton Man, um, ineffectively. But I love that she just has thigh high fishnet stockings on. I mean, Pamela, like, really, I feel like you've been doing research already. So then the lumpy. Oh, did we pass this already? Where Lumpy Yarn Man comes in? You know, oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, so you know how there's like lumpy thing and like more chiseled thing. Oh my God, that's hysterical. More chiseled thing. We all need a more chiseled thing. It's the original lumpy me, and I am just, I want to be my pants right now. That is so funny. And I love the tongue hanging out of his mouth. Like, he's just like such an oaf and an ogre. Just as useful as the Megaton Man dummy that Phil Flug would put at his desk. Was it Phil Flug? I guess. I don't remember. Anyway, I don't have a handle on this very well. I'm the like spokesman and the historian authoritarian, is that a word, on Megaton Man. I think it's in horrible but appropriate hands, I guess. I don't know. The end of Megaton Man. Thank you for these beautiful splash pages. I love them every once in a while. You know, I feel like when you're working independently as a self publisher, you know, Marvel and DC isn't really down for this sort of just like, because some of them are unnecessary and some of them are legendary. Anyway, did I mention I love Quantum Leaper? Why do I love him so much? I don't know. Another great splash page. And look at all that gorgeous grass. We're in for a treat, guys. Megaton Man Mondays, episode 11. Keep on, keep it on, chugging along. I love this. Great cliffhanger. Damn, woman, I am not stoned, I swear. But, I mean, it might be residual from last night, but I apologize for my foibles. Marooned. Every time I turn the corner, there's like a new frickin' Don Simpson book I'm gonna have to get. Anyway, I happily do it. I happily, versus the big two. That's hysterical on its own. Cannot wait. Love, love, love. The best comic book out there. Megaton Man, love it. Don Simpson's Yarn Man, first issue. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for continuing to keep up the love of Don Simpson and Megaton Man Monday. Don Simpson 2023, it is the year for him, and looking forward to all the great stuff coming out. The 1963 annual, the Megaton Man Omnibus, and new Megaton Man stories. Yay! All right, guys, subscribe, like. See you later.